Hi, today is June 17th, 2024, and here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 937 for the year, Giant Spools. The guy sold giant spools of I don't know what off of the back of his flatbed truck by the highway near the Hudson River. He was doing good business last Thursday and had only 2 spools left by early afternoon when I walked by. How much? I asked the man, not because I wanted to buy, but because I was curious. $50,000 each, he said, but you can have the pair for $65K. It'd be great if I could get home early today. Too rich for my blood, but best of luck to you, I said, and he said thanks. A few hours later, on the subway, a very wealthy madman asked, "Can anyone sell me a giant spool of something? I'll pay $200,000 for one fucking spool." Poem number 938, Liberation. She felt freer than she wanted to be, so she asked her to... Poem number 938, Liberation. She felt freer than she wanted to be, so she asked her to restrain her, but once she was strapped to the bed and unable to move, she felt even freer. And after she had gagged her, she felt as though she had more First Amendment rights than she had ever had. She found liberation in surrender, and she found that the freest speech possible was no speech. And once the pain began, there was no greater pleasure imaginable. Poem number 939, Carried Away. She said, "When you think you have no choice, you're in self-will." And he thought about that thought for the rest of the evening. What a promising thought, he thought. When I am out of myself and out of my will, that is when the choices become limitless. Could this really be true? He wondered, and he wondered, and he pondered, and he pondered, and he decided that he would believe it. And he experienced the truth of it, and his eyes opened wider than they had ever opened before. And he took the stage and performed for hundreds of thousands of possibilities, and he stage dived into them, and he was carried, and he was carried off, and he was carried away. Poem number 940, The Right Tool. The good workman credits his tools. That makes sense, doesn't it? If the bad workman blames his tools, then the good workman is modest and gives his tools credit. He's like, I'm starting again. Poem number 940, The Right Tool. The good workman credits his tools. That makes sense, doesn't it? If the bad workman blames his tools, then the good workman is modest and gives his tools credit. He's like, I have the best screwdriver and a world-class hammer, and that's how I was able to do the job so well. It's like the good coxswain who says it's not the motion, it's the meat. It's all about modesty and having the right tool and not being a tool. And the last poem of the day, poem number 941, Lunch with Friends. He decided to have a picnic with his friends, so he went to the kitchen and said, "Hello, friends," and he took some friends out of the refrigerator, and he took some other friends out of the cupboard, and he put them into his basket and headed to the park. In a few short hours, he had hardly any friends left, but that was okay, he told himself. He would go to the supermarket tomorrow and get more. All right, that's it. Thank you. I appreciate you.